Welcome back to TechniqueWOD. My name is Doug Larson from the Barbell Shrugged Podcast. You can find us at barbellshrugged.com. Today I want to talk about clean and snatch high pulls. So this is kind of a movement that a lot of people aren't very comfortable with. For some people, it really screws them up, but a lot of people like them, and depending on your particular preference, you could be one or the other. So if you happen to be a person that likes it, then this is going to be a great show for you. If you happen to be a person that doesn't like it, there might be a reason you don't like it. Maybe you're not very good at it, or you just don't feel like your technique is the same as it is when you do the full movement. Hopefully after watching this, you'll be a little bit better at it, and maybe you'll start to like these movements. So here's what they look like if you have never seen them before. For a clean, I'm here, exact same technique. Okay. All I'm doing is basically pulling elbows high. For the snatch, again, the exact same thing. I'm here. So bars popping off upper thigh, just like a normal clean, and right off my hips, just like a normal snatch. And I'm guiding the weight straight up, elbows high, just like my elbows should be for the regular movement. So one reason we like to do these is because for some people, doing this lets them know if they are being pulled forward or if they're being pulled backward by the weight. Some people will go here. Now you saw when I did it, I went straight up and straight down. My feet basically didn't move at all. If you're going heavier than this, then you might take a little step back, but you definitely don't want to be pulled forward. You'll see some people will go like this. They'll do their snatch high pull, and they'll pull the weight away from them, either if they hit low or if their hips come up, it'll pull them forward. So, you get a lot of feedback on the full movement, but with the high pull also, if you can't come here and pull straight up and straight down, then you also know if you're getting off balance, if your technique is skewed in some way where it's pulling you forward. So getting pulled backward isn't as big of a deal, but ideally you come straight up and straight down. The movement's basically the same as a clean or a snatch pull, except usually it's a little bit lighter. That way when I get to here, I go to explode, I shrug, and then with the pull it's usually heavier, and so the weight kind of floats, and then I drop it on the ground. This is lighter, and so again, I'm just guiding it with my arms. I'm keeping it close to my body. I never want to curl the weight. That's another reason that we would do these movements. If someone chronically pulls the weights like this, if you're the person that does a curl, especially if you're a person that stops right here, then this is a good movement to help you get that more upright row type position where your hands are staying close to you, elbows are staying above the hands. That way when I go to rack, the bar is here and I'm just rotating around the bar to get into my rack position. So if you're curling, this is a good option for you. That's a very good point. So if you have a shoulder injury and you can't do anything overhead for the time being, I'm a good example of that. I do a lot of snatch deadlifts, snatch pulls, and snatch high pulls because I don't do a lot of overhead work anymore. It wreaks havoc on my shoulder. After I had a shoulder surgery after an MMA fight a couple years ago, I don't do much in the way of overhead squats and jerks anymore. So for me, I can't catch it overhead, but I can go here, and I can still get the most athletic part of the movement done, which really is the explosive second pull part of the movement. I can stand in good posture, I can jump, get on my toes, and accelerate the weight and work on pushing into the ground really, really hard, really, really fast, which helps with jumping and running and almost any sport on the planet basically. So I can still get the athletic benefit of snatches without actually catching it overhead. Doing overhead squats and whatnot in full snatches has their own set of benefits, and that's great, but I can get a big chunk of those benefits by just doing the pulls and the deadlifts. As far as common errors go, the common errors are pretty much the exact same as they would be on cleans and snatches. You want to always, to give you a brief review of good technique on cleans and snatches, you want to always get to a neutral spine. Oop. Butt down. I never want to start with my butt too high. So I'm here, my butt stays down. I pass my knee, I push my knees under the bar until the bar touches the upper thigh. It never touches any lower than that. And then from here, my arms stay down, I jump and catch the weight right on my shoulders. I always want to have my elbows nice and high. If I want to open my hands, I can. If I want to close them, I can too, but my elbows should pretty much be right in front of me. Some people get away with being more like right here. That's okay, but I definitely don't want to have it floating off of my chest. I want to have it, killing my microphone, I want to have it right here. Okay? A great demo that we do for that to show that you don't need to be grabbing, the weight is the no hands clean. This would be a great one for everyone to go practice. I'm not recommending you do this, but it's kind of fun if you want to. Is to be here, and just pull it up onto your shoulders and catch it. That way you know that you can be right here and not have to really be grabbing the weight. My pinkies are actually off the bar. I'm here, okay? I can front squat in that position, no problem, okay? So that's especially a good thing if you're a person who, for whatever reason, you don't have a lot of external rotation, range of motion, or wrist flexibility. And sometimes you'll lose one hand. There's plenty of people that lose one hand like this. They'll come here, but since I'm throwing it in the right spot, my elbows are high, it doesn't matter. I can still stand up, get my position back, reset my feet, and I'm ready to go into my jerk. If you have any more questions about clean or snatch high pulls, you can go to barbellshrugged.com, click the Ask a Question tab at the top of the page, and you can ask us a question there, and maybe we'll do a TechniqueWOD on that in the future.
If you like this video or any of our other videos, make sure to share it on your Facebook wall by clicking share, and then the Facebook icon, and then also like it. Thanks, Shrug Thugs.